Okay, so I know I look a little airbrushed. I had to use my son's iPad with the broken screen camera thing. Okay, so this is a distance healing from April 11th. And I'm putting it all here, including all of our texts, everything, so that you have it all in one spot. And then if you want to share it, because some people do get something out of my healings on other people. So this afternoon at noon, I asked if you could just start tapping on your chest, over your lungs, you know, which would mean grief, but actually I felt that you are really compacted. There's a lot of crap compacted around your heart. And in case I do end up sharing this video, there's a lot of swearing in the first half of this video. That's just how the information came. It's just how it went, and it just, what you needed was lots of F-bombs. That's just the way it is. No judgment. It was fun. It's always fun. Okay. Tap on your chest and open to receive healing in your highest best interest, and just talk to your spirit and say, I'm ready. I'm ready to release all that doesn't serve me. I'm ready to let go of my old life and start living from the most genuine, calm, powerful place that exists within me, and so it is. Then I asked if you had Melaleuca essential oil, hopefully doTERRA, which you didn't. We have to get that for you. Melaleuca works as a disinfectant not only for inanimate objects, but also for negative energetic baggage. The use of Melaleuca helps purify relationships that we have in our lives by weeding out those that are toxic. And it's interesting because I can't find my book, so I ended up downloading this from the internet, and weeding comes up later. And purifying is in your healing too, and relationships are in there too. It can be easy to slip into a codependent relationship. Before you know it, also, you said that you were a baby, because I asked, I could feel, so I was asking about all these oils, anything with a green cap, and I made a joke. I said, your spirit has complete trust with me, and there's going to be a lot of clearing we're going to do today. Are you available to go for a couple hours? You said, no, just one today. I get very protective and nervous. It's powerful stuff, maybe longer next time. I'm a baby, remember? And I don't like when anyone calls themselves names. And my friends, clients, whatever, all the people that help me, you know, or actually people who watch my videos help me because, not that I don't get paid for the videos, but when I see a lot of views, I feel like what I'm offering is valuable to people. So it's not a money thing, but it's a, you know, validation, or like helps me keep moving forward. And so some of those people have pointed out to me when I'm mean to myself. So I'm pointing that out. Don't call yourself a baby. Don't call my friend a baby. And then I said, you are so wrong about who you are. It's not even funny. You are so freaking powerful. I can't even wait to do this with you, because you may be my healer after all is said and done. And you said, already lightheaded, you magician. And then I said, just let me have it. It's like we're cleaning out a huge mansion, but we don't have to take a long time. Don't make it take a long time. Let me have it all. If you only give me an hour, that's fine, but just give it all to me and let me have it. And they said, I'm crying with you now. It's all good, my love. And you wrote, okay, tears in my eyes, actual sobbing now, WTF. And I've never texted this much ever during a healing. So that was interesting. So I didn't start yet. Fully starting in 2 minutes. We are together. You're not alone. Dude, we are such freaking powerful healers. It's not even funny. We don't need this shit anymore. And then I said, good, because you were getting on. You know, you were starting to open and let the air in to all the crap. It's like you had this packed garage full of just crap you don't use anymore, but it's like a hoarder, like I may need it. I don't know if I want to get rid of it. And then it was like you opened the garage doors and you just started taking like a couple things out, and then the air was starting to get in. It was like the air was starting to circulate through all the crap. And then then I wrote, good, starting in 1 minute. You are so freaking powerful. That's why, because you were like, WTF. Your spirit is like, fuck this, I'm done. I'm done being small. I'm done being compacted with crap. And you wrote, I know, I can't even stop anymore. It just pulls too hard. And I wrote, fucking yeah, get it out, motherfucker. Fuck that shit blocking you from your real power. And you did one of these. And I wrote, just keep telling yourself, I am pure. And you said, okay. And I wrote, we just need to clear out what is not pure about you. Once you're standing in your power purely, it will feel right because it is you. And you sent a picture. And I said, you can keep saying, fuck this, in quotes, if that helps too, because you've got a lot of bullshit going on in there. And you wrote, that works for me. I'm so tired right now. And I wrote, trust yourself with all the power. You are pure love, capital letters. We need that in the world. Stay centered in the middle of a huge divine white light of highest and holiest creator source energy and drink in all the healing. Allow it to clear out everything. All that's left is pure, raw, powerful love. And that's who you are. It's perfect peace. And that's what you want, capital letters, because it is who you are. That's why you work so hard for it, but it's already there. And then I wrote, okay, I'm going in now. So now then I started to start, and you wrote, don't stop, I love this, go on and on and on. Little red balloon. Okay. I'm just going to read this to get this out of my way. So, it can be easy to slip into a codependent relationship. So what I was feeling was you were acting like the healing was you alone, and that's why I said I'm in this with you, I'm in this with you, I'm right here with you. Like you're not, this healing journey is not what you do, but you're not doing it by yourself. So I'm in there with you, I'm cleaning out your garage with you, we're together, my hair looks like crazy. So we're both cleaning out your garage. So you're not, and basically we were clearing everything out. Like it was all going. Like your life from here on out is going to be completely different. And you don't need any of the shit in your garage because you'd rather be like a snail where you carry your home on your back. Not that you have to be a minimalist, but that you do need to be able to have somebody with a high vibration call and say, hey, do you want to go to India this weekend? On a Wednesday, you know, and you're like, oh, let me see. Yeah, I don't see why not. Okay, so you don't need, your spirit wants you to be really kind of floaty free, but strong and powerful, but able to, you know, engage in your life in a really deep, genuine, Zen way. Zen came up a lot. Okay, so you didn't want to move into this healing space today, and you didn't want to do more than an hour. You called yourself a baby, and what that's about is you don't want to be by yourself. I don't want to go by myself. And it's like, dude, I'm with you. I'm right with you. I'm right here. I'm fucking right here. I'm with you the whole time. I'm not going to leave until the garage is cleared out. So, before you know it, you don't view yourself as an individual, or you forget who you are. Your needs, wants, and routine are all combined with someone else's. You're constantly putting yourself second. If someone needs you, you drop what you are doing, even if it inconveniences you. You may feel energetically drained, and even though it seems obvious, you might not recognize what the source is. Take a moment to reflect. Okay. Have you experienced this type of relationship before? Are you currently in this type of relationship? Maybe it's a coworker, a friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, etc. So you have some friends, and maybe you wouldn't want to share this video because I'm going to be talking about some of your friends. Also, your kids, not their fault. It's just the nature of children, and the mom, you know, they come into the world and they're like these naked little, needy little, beautiful entities. And then we forget that at some point, like, they're fine. They could take care of themselves, and they'd really rather not have you holding shit for them. That's their inventory. We talk about that later. So it may be you not giving your kids the credit that they can hold their own crap. Once we rid our lives of unhealthy relationships with the help of Melaleuca, so rid our lives of unhealthy relationships with the help of Melaleuca, it will also, as it pertains to your children, it will rid your life of unhealthy where you don't hold a boundary and let your kids take care of themselves. Like, you need to know where you end and where they start. Not that you're not going to help them, but they need to ask for help. And if you're used to, like, steamrolling that boundary and helping them before they ask, or seeing what they need, or trying to keep them from getting angry or sad or whatever, you're steamrolling a boundary that you both need. It serves both of you, because you can't take their inventory and then have them see who they really are and what will really make them happy. They need to see their whole inventory and then decide what they keep, what they get rid of, and how they move forward from there, and what kind of life they want to create. But they need their whole entire inventory. So it is time to clear your house, clean your house, give them all their stuff, both physically, mentally, and emotionally. And I want to meet with you because we need to have a conversation, not through like this, but I just want to get this information to you ASAP. Okay. With the help of Melaleuca, we can welcome new prosperous relationships and focus on the importance of ourselves. These new relationships, along with this newfound respect, that's what you need. Respect for ourselves and our time will bring our energy level to equilibrium. And we talk about it later, but your soul desires Zen. It really desires this peaceful nothingness that, if you don't recognize the power of it and you don't understand the importance of it, especially for you, then you're going to say, sure, I have time to blah, blah, blah. I have time to do that. When your soul's like, no, I actually don't have time, because what I'd penned into the schedule for today was to stare at a dandelion for 2 hours straight and just notice it. But the ego mind's going to say, well, that's not doing anything. That's not important. I should help my friend Tracy move or whatever. When your spirit's like, no, actually, staring at a dandelion for 2 hours, it is kind of important. That's what we have on the docket for today. All right. Okay. So that'll bring your energy level to equilibrium. That'll put you in better balance and harmony. And if you have friends who don't recognize that you staring at a dandelion for 2 hours is actually doing something, and if they get their nose out of joint because you don't help them do something, and they don't respect that your soul needs you to just sit and stare at a dandelion for 2 hours, then those really are not the friends that belong in your current journey, and in your life now and moving forward. Okay, all new relationships will honor our space and boundaries. And no one knows better than me that if you need to stare at a dandelion for 2 hours, that is every bit as important as making chicken soup from scratch. Okay. In turn, noticing these patterns will help us become aware of our connections with others, respecting their energetic boundaries as well. That is going to take care of itself. So Melaleuca empowers us to stand up for ourselves. Do not let others step all over you because you are too nice. Stay true to yourself, cherish your time, energy, and talent. You are not responsible for the problems of others. Melaleuca helps to purify yourself. Use this oil to help release toxins, both physical and emotional, from your life. Remember, it's wonderful to help others, but not at your own expense. And I tell everybody in their healings, just because you think you do whatever this tells you to do, whatever comes out in a healing, you may think that you're good with respect for yourself and your boundaries and energetic boundaries with others. And you may feel like you empower yourself and stand up for yourself and don't let others step on you because you're too nice. And you may feel like you do stay true to yourself, cherish your time, energy, and talent. But when this stuff comes up in a healing, it means that your soul is saying, yes, you're not doing it to the level that we really want you to do it. And, sitting by yourself is a thing. That is, if that can be more important than doing something with someone that they need you for. It sounds selfish, but the more powerful you are, the more you provide to others. And it may just be that you've outgrown the people that you are connected to right now. So your vibration may be going from where it has been to another level, and this will come out. And we're going to talk in case you have any questions. But the people that you're surrounded by now, and it could be that your children need you to go, raise your vibration up to here so that they can get it. So they can get it. So it could be that the people that you have in your life may be all great people, loving people, But your spirit may be like, it's time we rise. We want to rise. We're ready to go up. We're ready to evolve. We're ready to raise our conscious awareness. We're ready to raise our vibration. And so doing nothing is actually doing something. So we're going to put that above. All right. So you may be doing all these things, and you may not feel like you're too nice. But your spirit is asking you to change the, raise the bar here. Okay. All right. All right. So, okay. So then, I said, feel that power, that raw, powerful, peaceful love power that is you. Just keep feeling that. Don't wait for it to be a reality anymore. So you've been taking steps towards becoming more this, more that, you know, more peaceful, more powerful, more empowered, more Zen. You know, maybe you didn't name it as Zen, but that's where you're headed. So you've been taking steps. And then they said, don't wait for it to be a reality anymore. Pull that reality to you now. Remember that time and distance don't exist. So remember Reiki 2, time and distance don't exist for Reiki 2 healing. They also don't exist unless you let them exist. And then you wrote, that makes me cry again, sick of fucking waiting. And I wrote, yeah, man, that's what you need to do. Fuck that waiting bullshit. You know what you want because you already are that. We are just cleaning out the garage. You said, let's go to the dump. I wrote, this is fucking easy, man. And you wrote, the best ever. Hearts. And then Archangel Michael came in helping us now. You may see him or just see a big chunk of light. Just love him and let him do whatever he thinks is best. Okay, just got chills, he said. Other people's shit is not your shit. You just handle your own shit and trust them with their shit. Let go of everyone else's shit right now. God, I love swearing. You know, me too. Okay, I'll let it go. It's a lot to hold. And I wrote, it's their inventory. If you take it, they don't know that it's theirs. So you are not actually helping them at all. Give all of it back now so that you can clearly see your own shit. You wrote, true statement, okay. And I said, you might feel afraid to change, like a battered wife syndrome thing, but trust Archangel Michael and me. Just trust that it's better. And you wrote, just gave it all back. And I wrote, good, I feel your yes energy. You can just keep saying yes now. It should get easier. There are no fucking babies here, man. And you wrote, just powerful bitches. And I wrote, and pure raw love and peace. Yes, 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 you said. And then I said, because I could feel them, you have some lower vibrational friends that you deal with too, just so you know. And you wrote, I'm aware. I said, good. Just stop calling them friends in your head for now. Just think of them more like acquaintances to make the disconnect first. He said, okay. And then your guides are showing me, think of how, this is what they said, this is a quote from your guides, and you have very, very cool, thin, like thin I want to say, not like skinny, but like wiry, like everything in their body, they're very upright, and they're very, like a monk, kind of, but like every muscle is like the perfect size, and their bodies are the perfect size, like they're in perfect, their bodies are like in perfect harmony and perfect balance. They're very strong, you know, the perfect amount strong and all that. It's hard to describe, I'll tell you later. They said, think of how the Dalai Lama has friends. There are just people around him. He does not need friends, and it shifts the relationship. No attachment. Oh, remember burping and yawning is clearing. I like that, you said. Been having a hard time being around people lately. Only want to teach yoga, then home. And then I wrote attachments steal power. Okay, so this was going on while this was going on. So I was writing in my notes, you can't save someone from drowning if you can't swim yourself. Other people's safety, happiness, is not on you. You be happy, and then they can pray or ask for it. And then I got to attachments, steal power, which I texted you. And then I texted, we will have a lot to discuss after this is over. Okay, then all love back and forth. I said, your life is meant to be much, much more easy and enjoyable than it is right now. Okay. And then you said, yes, please. And then I said, see if you can meditate right now and let your spirit give you the vision of what your life should look like. I don't like the word should, but I can't think of another one right now, and I don't want to waste the time trying to figure it out. And I want to do a video, too, for everyone where they guide them to their spirit, giving them their vision. Those things are very powerful to have a drop-in vision where you're like, oh, wow, so this is what makes me feel more me. And when you feel more you, when it's like, oh, you know, we don't all want, so, you know, current society, they act like being rich is good, being poor is bad. But what people don't take into consideration is not everybody wants mansions and like 5 cars and 5 houses. There are people who really like simple lives. So the person who wants a simple life, that's not bad. And so what happens is people enter into this, it's a spectrum, and I talk about spectrums a lot now, and they say, okay, well, if this is so good, then that means the opposite is so bad, and the people who have it so good, like, fuck them, and the people who have it so bad, poor them, and it's like, just fucking stop. Not everybody wants the same thing. It's all in balance. If you just allow people to have what they want, and stop, if people just stopped advocating for people who aren't them, we would see half of our current problems just disappear. Okay. Okay, good. All right, so the rest I don't need to go on here. Okay, so the video, I'm going to do a video where everybody just drops in and lets their spirit show them the vision of them. It's like my vision is in a brand new Airstream on a chunk of acreage on the ocean. And I'm writing a book and I'm with my family and my dogs, but I don't have a whole lot of stuff. So I don't want a mansion, and I don't, you know, I don't want like 5 cars, and I don't want to be dirt poor anymore and live in my car. Like, I already did that, and that was fun, and I'm glad I had that experience, but I don't want that anymore. I know what I want. Once my spirit showed me what I wanted, and I was like, oh my God, this feels so good. And then I saw myself more clearly. And once I see myself more clearly, and I could feel myself, it's like, wow, that's a really lovable person. Because basically God, Spirit, Universe, the highest and holiest energy, wants you to see how lovable you are. And if you can get this vision, and you can drop into that vision, and you're like, wow, I feel myself, I felt my heart, I felt my peace, I felt my calm, I felt my love and my joy. And when I felt that in my vision, I was like, wow, I have all this to offer to the world somehow, you know. And I was writing a book in the vision, and I'm writing a book in real life, but I felt like that book was done, and then I'm writing books, like that's what I do. And so, but once I felt my like pure self, who I am, I was like, wow. I'm so happy, and I'm so full of joy, and I just am so peaceful and calm, and like, and I'm making this beautiful meal and blah blah blah. I'm like, wow, you know, if I have to put it into human being language, I'd say I'm a good person and I deserve good things so that I can. But it's not really like that. It's like the spirit showing you, look how awesome you are. This is why I love you. It's like the highest and holiest source creator energy. It's like showing you the beauty of you. Like, look at you. You're fucking awesome. Look how awesome you are. What do you want? Just ask. What do you want? Do you want this? If you get this, if you ask me for this and then you let me give this to you, then you'll be in that flow and you'll feel why you're so loved and why you're amazing. And not only that, not only will you love yourself, like all these people around you that get to be near you are going to be like, oh, I love you. You're the neatest person or whatever. And then you'll love yourself, and then all these people will vibrate, you know, all these people will be like, wow, wow, wow. Anyway, let's see what time it is. Okay, so attachments steal power. So if you have an attachment to being friends with somebody, it's just as bad as I have an attachment to not being friends with someone. Okay? So it's the same. an attachment to being friends with someone, that steals power from me, it steals energy from me. The same is if I have an attachment to not being friends with someone. Okay, it's the same. Same amount of energy stolen, same amount of power stolen through the attachment, whether it's a positive or negative, because it's the same. Okay. I can feel you know what you want. Can't get there by doing what you're doing and have been doing. And then they said, you don't have enough years left. And it's just that the amount of time it's taken you to get from where you were to where you are now, if they take that same level of growth at that same speed, it's too slow. And that's why we say, you are here now, and then you know where you know what you want, so bring that to. So I go to here, and it's not going to take me this many years to get this Zen, or like I'm going to work really hard at it. You just take it. That's the future. This is who I want to be, and then I get to live, 5 years left of my life being who I want to be? No. I'm going to collapse the timeline. So you take it. It's not going to take you 5, 10, 15, 20 more years to get to who you want to be. This is the timeline. All right? So you just take it. I know. You want to be this person. Be her now. Collapse the timeline. Bring it to yourself right now. Pull it right to yourself. Just easy, like a rope. Use the cosmic energy. So we've got this cosmic energy that's been coming through for years, I felt. And that's why there's so many people like suffering now who they want, the best example, I mean, not to trigger anybody, but the best example are people who wanted Hillary Clinton to be president. And they wanted that. And now that didn't happen. They're mad, and they're it's like, if they were the ones running for president instead of Hillary, it feels like they'd have been over it by now. They'd have been like, well, I lost. But so there's these people, they wanted things to go down a different way than they actually went down. And so now they're like fighting the way things went instead of going with the flow. And so I follow the Tao, and you can't go backwards. So you just have to go forward and then make your choices depending on what feels. Let your heart guide you. So there's a lot of people hurting themselves because this cosmic energy, which is helping people like me and you, helping us make our lives easier, helping us, collapse the timeline and bring our future to us now, because that cosmic energy is like, whoosh, that's what you need to do. Okay. So when you get this vision, when your spirit tells you who you really are, like my spirit told me in 2008 that you're a yogi, and I was like, no, I'm not, because in my mind, a yogi was someone who was like, could like levitate pretty much. And I may be able to do that. I'm going to try and bend spoons by the end of this year, but it's dumb to question Spirit's voice and the vision. So when you get stuff through the vision, don't question it, because you're wrong. And now I see why this renegade yogi stuff came in. I get it now. That is who I always have been. But I didn't know that I was. I didn't know that I was a yogi. But then when they told me, I was like, no, that can't be. Okay. Then this stuff's going to sound religious, and it isn't. Please understand, this is not religious. I am not a religious person. But Jesus has come to help me in healings and meditations now a few times, I guess. So the funny thing, so this was from the healing. The funny thing about Jesus is he wants us all to be on the same level, not him above us, because then we never have to be our best, highest potential. Think of Jesus like as a college graduate, and everyone who can't yet live like him is in various lower classes, like still in college or in high school, all the way down to preschool. From Jesus's level, so the idea here is like see Jesus and then see you, see me, and like we're all on the same level. We're working at our lives. And Jesus is just teaching people, just teaching us, teaching everyone. If Jesus is teaching, if I was God, I would do healings like this. So like, if I was God, I would teach yoga like this. If I was God, I would parent my children like this. Okay, so highest and holiest creator, source energy, divine. If I was pure divine healing energy, if I was pure divine healing energy, you don't have to use the word God or universe. If I was the purest form of love that exists, I would teach yoga like this. If I was the purest raw, powerful, loving, divine energy, then I would do healings like this. So it's for me. So it's me. This is how I do it. That's how Jesus does it. That's how you do it. That's how everybody does it. And so as they graduate from preschool and kindergarten and move up through and then they graduate, what do they say? Graduate from college. Now they're on the level that Jesus is on. Now I do it like this. So you start teaching math, and you learn math, and then you learn, addition first, then subtraction, and then multiplication, and then division, and then long division, and then algebra. So you're just moving up, and that's all it is. And then from Jesus's point of view, it's like, stop making such a huge deal out of Jesus and God. I know this might sound like blasphemous, and I remember my mom saying I was blasphemous when I was a little kid, and I was like, God thinks I'm hilarious. But anyway, stop making such a huge big deal out of Jesus and God. God is the highest and holiest source creator, or universe. I don't know what your terminology is and the words you use, but I use the words you use. You only think about God, universe, highest and holiest, because it resonates with you as a truth. It takes one to know one. Image and likeness of God, man was created in the image and likeness of God. Well, we all look different, so there's something that we're missing. Not that, I'm not thumping the Bible here. And like Carolyn May says, don't worry about where you belong. Don't worry about how you serve. She says, all these healers, they're always like, what am I going to do? And she's like, just be God's hands in the world. Serving others. Serving other people resonates with your soul, because your soul is a spark of the divine consciousness, which is God. So your soul, your spark of divine consciousness, is the same energetically, as the highest and holiest creator source energy. It's in you, and it resonates with love for other humans because it recognizes itself in them. So that's the whole namaste thing. I know you know what namaste is. So it recognizes itself in other people. And in spiritual life coaching program, my teacher says, basically you see all other human beings as God in drag. So that just, okay. And then I said, holy shit, now I know why I'm a minister. I became a minister. I don't know if you know that. Okay. Healing is just clearing out the shit that isn't you. I'm the swearing minister. Healing is just clearing out the shit that isn't you. Leonardo da Vinci, I think it was the David that he carved, and he said, how did you do it? And he said, it was easy. I just removed the marble. That wasn't David. So David's in there. That block of marble, David's in there. He just scooped away whatever wasn't. And that's what healing is. And that's what you're doing. And you're scared to let go of all the shit that's not you. You felt that fear because it's a big transitional thing. You felt that fear when you first started, but the thing is, all we're doing is clearing out shit that's not you anyway. And when you have that fear, I want to hold it. That's like battered wife syndrome. Yeah, he's going to hit me, but he loves me, and he'll apologize, take me out to dinner, and buy me something. That's okay. I'm willing to stay because I know what's coming next. And even though it doesn't feel good all the time, I'm willing to stay here in this situation because it's more comfortable and less scary than leaving it. And so I've heard people say, why would they stay? And I'm like, we all do that. that whole battered wife syndrome thing, we all do that to a certain degree, where we're holding on to shit or we're staying somewhere where it's not serving us. It hurts a little bit, but we're willing to accept that little bit of pain because it's better than leaving it and not. We don't know what's going to happen if we do that. Okay, so I get it, I love it, I respect it, but I need to call it out so that you can stop doing it if you want. You have the choice. Okay. It's easier. Okay. It's easier than people have been making it. This is just about life. So then life in your path and what you're doing. So you know your life. I have some idea, of what you've gone through, one thing after another, I have some idea. So I do know like what you've gone through, and then there's people, like your kids' friends and their mothers and fathers and your friends and your couples and people through, learning, things. The woman you took Reiki 1 with. Okay, so like you meet these people. So it's easier, they mean life, and you're moving forward in your path, because I can feel where you want to be, and it's like it's right here. It's right there for you just to step into it. And you think, like everybody, that you have to work your way to that next, you have to work your way to this girl that you want to be. You feel like you have to do all this work to get there. And they're like, no, you don't. Just collapse the timeline and step into it. And so what they're saying is like, it's easier than people have been making it. And people make too much out of healing work, healing journey and all that, because they're still holding on. They're still holding on to things that they're not ready to let go. I'm not ready to let go. I'm not ready to let go. Okay, well, when you're ready, it's going to go, and good for you, and they let it go slowly, But they could let it all go, and then just step into their new existence. So your guides want you to know it's easier than people have been making it. So I listen to atheists, and I listen to Christians, their points of view, and I can feel their experiences of their life, and they aren't arguing or as diverse as they think they are, any more than like, so like the pro-choice, pro-life argument. It's like it doesn't clash like they think. One side thinks it's like pro-life, and the other one's pro-choice. And the pro-life people don't think they're anti-choice because they say, you have the choice of who you have sex with, so we're not anti-choice. We just say once you get pregnant, you should have it. You have to have it. You shouldn't kill it. And the pro-choice people say, if you don't trust me with a choice, how can you trust me with a child? So they're not fighting over the same thing. It's like, okay? Same with when I deeply listen to atheists and I deeply listen to Christians, they're not on totally separate pages. They just expect that they are. So they think that they clash, but they don't. Okay. So this whole, it's easier than people have been making it. That's hard to understand as a concept. But when I tell you that, the pro-life versus pro-choice people and the Christians versus atheist people, they're not arguing or as diverse as they think they are anymore. Like what your whole, life is easier than you're making it, has hints of the same false disagreement. There's no such thing. Okay? There's no such thing. It's a false disagreement. So it's like you want it to be easier, but it has to be hard. And it's like, no, that's a false disagreement. So stop separating yourself from your divinity. It causes all kinds of problems. So you're still in this part of your life where you're human but trying to be spiritual. Not too bad. I mean, you're one of the best. I mean, this healing went very fast. It was easy. But the easier the healing energetically, it almost seems like the harder it is to describe. It makes me feel like I'm on another planet. So I hope you really understand it, but you can ask me questions after you watch this. So in your mind, you're like this human that's been working hard to get to, maybe you don't know, but Zen. Zen is where you actually, your spirit's like, yeah, we can have that. That's what we want. And I don't know what you have called it, but it's like a peace and a power and a just being. And I'm going to read to you about Zen in a minute, but you think you have to work your way there. And they're like, no, just stop. Don't separate yourself from your divinity anymore. Okay? So this is your humanness. That's great. And then from here, that's your divinity. Just collapse the timeline and start living from your divinity now, which just means you let go of everything that isn't you. And it's not meant to be scary. And if you get scared, it's your ego mind telling you to climb back into the little box. It's the exact same thing as a battered wife saying, I'm just going to stay with him. He may die. He's got a heart condition. I'm just going to stay here with him for a little while longer. And, you know, maybe he'll stop hitting me. Okay, so whatever you're not enjoying, you just stop. I'm going to do a video on that too, because I've been learning NLP. I've been studying this man. I almost shared videos of him, but I don't think that, I think I need to interpret him, but I will give him credit everywhere that I take anything from him. But so like OCD, for example, like OCD, people who have OCD or ADD, like I have ADD, it's only a problem if I don't enjoy it. Okay, and OCD, same thing. If you enjoy OCD, people say, wow, how can you enjoy OCD? Well, I enjoy ADD. I'm always on an adventure, constantly on an adventure. Even in my kitchen, like, I can start somewhere, and then I can end up like 5 other chores. It's like something distracts me. It's like I'm Tarzan in the jungle, and I just got another vine, and I got another vine, and I get another vine, and before I know it, I'm like really far away from the chicken soup I was making, or finishing vacuuming, and the vacuum's left out, and well, that's what that. And then when I finally go back and finish vacuuming, it feels so good. So I enjoy my ADD. And then angels talk to me, dead people talk to me, and it's like, I like it. So my ADD is not a problem because I actually enjoy it. And it led me to what I do now. I do healing work, and I'm good at it. And I flew airplanes, and I was good at that because it took my attention. So if you describe ADD, you'd think that I couldn't fly airplanes. But I could because I liked it so much. And I was like, I got to use all these parts of my brain in sync. And same with healing work. I get to talk to people's guides and angels at the same time that I'm feeling stuff with my hands. There's all this stuff going on. So healing work is a lot like flying, and I love it. I love it. But I think my ADD, it helps me. So I enjoy it. So it's not a problem. I would never go on medication. I wouldn't think I was funny anymore. I just wouldn't even enjoy myself. Okay. Also, you have been taxing your physical heart with unnecessary stress. Really badly. We're going to need to talk about this. May not want